So hello YouTube, let's start today talking about the impact of egg and sperm donation. And so I will start introducing myself. My name is Yasmin, I'm 20 years old, I live in São Paulo and I work as a teacher. So what about you, Renan? Can you introduce yourself for us?
Yes, my name is Renan. I am 21 years old. I live in Niterói, Rio de Janeiro. And I am a PhD student in physics.
Very good, nice to meet you, Renan. And what about you, Bruna?
Hi guys, good morning. I live in São Paulo with my family. I work as a teacher and as a community manager here on Talk and Talk. It's always a pleasure to be here, and this might be the hardest theme I've ever discussed here on Talk and Talk, or one of the hardest. Like, you nailed it. Yes, that's it.
Yeah, I think this topic is difficult to me too, so this is why I thought about it.
Yes, but I loved it. Really nice.
Yeah. So, and you, Melissa?
Hello, I'm Melissa. I'm from Campinas and I'm passionate about English, so I'm here. And I'm also a member of Talk and Talk.
Very good. And what about you, Marcio? Can you introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Marcio and I live in Recife, Pernambuco. I'm married and I'm warehouse assistant, and that's it.
Very good. So thank you, everyone. And let's start. So the first question, have you ever thought about being an egg or sperm donor? Like, I'm thinking about it because I don't want to have children. So I think it's a way to help people to have their family. But I also saw something about like to sell, to receive money for this. So what about you, Bruna?
Yeah, not really. I have something. I always forget the name in English. I think it's SO. We in Portuguese we call it SOP, which is some cysts in the ovarian. So I think I wouldn't be able to be an egg donor. So yes, I've never thought about it. And I don't even know if I can have children actually. So I think I wouldn't donate it. Yeah.
Very good. So, but if it's possible, you will or not?
I don't know. I've never thought about it, but maybe.
Okay. Very good. And you, Melissa?
Well, I've never thought about it. I'm thinking now to answer the question, but I've never wanted to have kids, and I'm totally okay and sure about it. So I believe I wouldn't like to donate any eggs to. I don't feel like it's something for me or something I should do. Actually, it's something I don't want to do. In my opinion, okay, this is my perception. I don't feel like doing this. I see no purpose for me, okay, on doing this. So my answer is no. Okay.
Very good. Thanks for sharing. And you, Marcio?
In my case, I never thought about being a donor or sperm, but it could be one day. Yeah.
Very good, very good. And you, Hannah, what about you?
I have a genetic health problem and I can't donate, but if I think I would donate if I can't.
Very good, very good. So let's go to the next one. I choose this question because of Karina Baki. I don't know if you've heard about her. Like she chose all the characteristics of the donor, the sperm donor, to have like her children. So I want to know if you would choose all the characteristics that the donor needs to have in order to the baby looks like you. So would you consider the skin, eye, and hair color if you need to receive this donation? Like I would like to choose everything, but sometimes I think that it could be something more natural, you know, that you would not choose. So I don't know, maybe yes. And you, Melissa?
Yeah, I wouldn't choose the physical characteristics. I think it's, it could be natural, as you said, but I would choose emotional characteristics of the donators and the psychological things too. For me, it's more important to know if they have any kind of issues in the family, problems with something, like, I don't know, something more related to the emotional and psychological aspect, Physical, for me, it's okay. But I do care about the psychological aspect, psychological diseases in the family tree, if they have any kind of emotional problems regarding the relationships and this kind of things.
Yeah, very good. I think the healthy aspect is so important too.
Yes.
And you, Bruna?
I don't think I would choose the physical characteristics. I don't know. I think it's a bit weird. I know Karina Bach has done this, but I don't know. Maybe you're reinforcing some stereotypes. If you do this, I don't know if I agree too much. But I liked what Mel said about the health. So I think I would choose according to the maybe to the health background. Like not just psychological, but I don't know if in the family there was a previous disease or something like this. I think it's important to know this. And I think that's it.
Yeah, I think like the same. Maybe you feel that you are building a character, So yeah. And you, Hannah?
I don't want a kids, but if I were to choose the characteristics of my kid, I think I don't want to choose these characteristics. I am healthy, maybe the genetic health of the sperm or egg, but no other characteristics.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, because like you will not choose if it is in a natural way, right? So
Yeah.
and you, yeah. So maybe. And you, Marcio?
In my opinion, is impossible but I think so. Yeah. Because wouldn't care about hair, skin, about healthy. I think healthy is most important of the health. In my opinion, is impossible, but I think so. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So let's go to the next one. Could your family impact in this decision? Do you think it's necessary to share this decision with them? Like if you will donate your sperm or your egg, do you think your family could impact in this? Or if you receive this donation? I think so, because I live with my parents, and maybe this impacting in the way that, like, I don't want to have children, but if I have, I think this will impact in the way that they treat the children, you know. So yeah, I don't think it's too necessary, but maybe to have a to live better, you know, with each other. And you, Hannah, what do you think?
I think my parents, not necessarily I share with them, because I have my decision and it's my decision. I can, I have my life, I pay my bills, and that's my decision, my body, my rules.
Very good, very good. And you, Marcio?
Sure. Sure. And the family is the most important and part of any decision. Decision is mine. I was sure of everything. I would like them to understand. And the family in these situations, in my opinion, very, very important when in decision.
Yeah, very good. I totally agree with you. Like, if family is important, that your family accept this, maybe you need to share. And you, Melissa, what do you think?
I wouldn't share with my family because I think if I'm donating my egg, I'm giving up my egg. So I'm giving this to someone else, and this someone else is using that for his own or her own life. So from now on, it's not mine anymore. From the moment I donate, I give up on the egg. So now it's theirs, and they do as they please. You know, it's their lives. The baby will be theirs too, and it's their children, that their child, their kid, not mine, because I gave up on the egg. I donated. So that's my perspective, okay? So I wouldn't share with my family. I think it's my decision. And once I gave up the egg, now it's not mine anymore. So I wouldn't follow the family, and I wouldn't try to keep in touch, nothing of that.
Yeah, very good. You said something really interesting, because we have one question like this to talk about the relation. So, and you, Bruna?
Yes, what Mel said was really nice. I was agreeing with Hannah about my body, my rules. I think it's really nice what he said, and I think we can relate both answers. You know, like it's our body, our rules. Our family shouldn't impact in this. I think at the time we decide to share with them, of course, they will feel they can comment stuff, and they will feel they are free to say what they want, and to spread their opinion. But maybe we should do it first and then tell them, look, I've done it. Of course, if you want to share it after the procedure, And I agree with the guys. I don't think it's important or it's necessary to share it. That's it.
Good
Very
strategy, Bruna. Good strategy. First you do, then you tell them. It's done.
Yeah, like you can't regret, so. And okay, so if your family knows that your child is from this kind of donation, would this impact in their relationship with your child? So I think so, because like I was raised in a religious family, and they don't think like it's okay like to. I think they will see this as a donation, like the person gives me the child, so maybe I'm taking care of someone's child. So I don't think they will accept this, but yeah, I don't think so. I think this is really difficult. And you, Marcio?
Yeah, it's hard, but I don't think so, because they will know everything before what happened. I don't think so, in my opinion. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. And you, Bruna?
I don't think so. I agree with Marcio. I think it shouldn't actually, because when we have children, if your parents dislike the child just because they don't know who the owner is, or who I'm sorry, not the owner, who the donator is, it's like when you have like when you are a solo parent, it doesn't matter who the partner is, or who the other parent is. What really matters is the love, the child to be happy, to be free, and to be independent. So I think if it impacts the relationship with the child, I think it's a problem actually. That's it.
Yeah, very good. So, and you, Hannah? What do you think?
I think my family is very open to that kind of thing, and because I don't want to have kids, my mother is, if I have a kid, my mom is gonna be, oh my god, my grandchild, and don't think that things.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think like one part of my family will accept and the other part will not. So, like because of the thing that Bruna said about the partner, like you need to have a partner to have a children. So that's horrible. And you, Melissa?
I very much agree with what Bruna said. I think if the family rejects the baby or treated the baby differently, it's a problem. And I understand what Yas says too about this thing of the need of having a partner who's the husband, who's the wife, who's the father or the mother. And I don't agree with this either. And in my case, in my particular case with my family, it wouldn't be a problem at all. They would never, ever treat the babe differently because of it. Never, ever. Thank God. I think they are good people. They have an open mind, as Renan said. But regarding what you were talking about, I agree with you. Yes, Bruna, I think it's a problem if the family does that, because it's a child. It must have love, respect for the child, what else? Care, you know. So it doesn't make, there is no difference if it's coming from another person's egg or sperm, if it's adopted, if you are a solo parent. I think what matters here is love. That's it.
Yeah, very good. I totally agree with you. So the next question is about what Melissa said, and I want to start with you, Melissa. Do you think that donors should have the opportunity to meet the children? Why or why not?
It's a tough question because it depends a lot of many things, you know. Sometimes if the donors try to keep in touch with the child, it might mess with the child's head, with the child's mind. You know, as a child, it's difficult to understand and also to accept. So imagine the mess inside the child's mind. I think we need, first of all, think of the child. What's good if it's healthy for the child to meet the donors, what impact it's going to have in the child's life, you know. So I think it should be very well thought before you make this decision. And I think, as I said before, if you donated your egg, your sperm, you gave up the sperm or the egg. So it's not yours anymore. You gave it away. You gave it to someone. So now it belongs to this someone. And this someone is free to do as he pleases. You know, from now on, it's his. And it's his baby, his child. And he decides, you know, he wants to have a family. And you decided to give up on your egg. So I don't think you have the right to intervene, because you may ruin that family's life, may harm the child's mind. You know, you can make entire family dynamic confused, and it's only bad for the child. So I see this way, it's my opinion.
Yeah, very good. Maybe like you should make an agreement with the donor if they will accept that the child will like look for them in like when the child turns 18, something like this. But if they accept, okay. If they not, you know, like there's no relation with them, I think it's something that you maybe make a contract, you know, to know more about this, about the limits. And you, Marcio, what do you think?
It's definitely, but in my case, I think no, because there ends up having a feeling between the children and the donor.
Very good. Maybe if like the child wants to meet, okay, but not to interfere in how this child is being raised, you know. So what about you, Hannah?
I think if he or she wants to meet the children, it's okay, because I think if the donor wants to be a family friend, okay. I don't see too much problem. Of course, if the donor is good people, if you have an open mind, the boundaries is on the limit of the friendship. No, of course, in the parent way, more like oh, nephew. Okay, I think it's good.
Very good, very good. And you, Bruna, what do you think?
Yes, I think there shouldn't be a relationship between them. For example, Hina was saying about the I don't know, maybe treating them as a nephew or as I don't know, as a niece. I think it can be complicated for the child later if they find out, like can you imagine their mind how it would be? I don't know, they can maybe develop some, I don't know, like psychological issue, or mental health issue because of it. So I think if the child decides to get to know their parent, or the donor, actually not the parent, right, but the donor, I think it should be their decision when they grow up, and I think that's it. But I think I don't even know if it's possible, like for the children to get to know the donor, because there are some rules, right, in the companies. There are some I don't know, laws or something like this. So I don't even know if it's possible. But that's it.
Very good. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's not possible too. So everyone answered, right? Marcio? Thank you. Yes. Okay. So I was thinking about something here. It's a question that is not in the script, but I will put on the chat. So would you donate your egg or sperm for someone of your family? Like, I don't know, your mother, your father, your cousin. So because I would not do this. I wouldn't do this because I think my mind is not prepared for this, I will see the child as mine, maybe, and maybe I would act like Nazaré, like to steal the child. I don't know. What about you, Hannah?
I think not too, because depends of the proximity of the parenting. You can have genetic issues, because the DNA and that kind of things. And I think I don't have the mind for these two, Okay, I think it's that.
Yeah, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that if the DNA matches, maybe some problems can develop, So I don't know if it's true. So what about you, Bruna?
Yeah. I think I don't know. It's too difficult. But maybe I wouldn't, just like thinking of the things we were discussing in the previous question about the fact that I don't know if the child finds out later, you know, I think it can be, I don't know, like there can be some impact, you know, in their mental health, or I don't know, in their identification. I don't know. I think it's kind of complicated. But I think if I know that the family has a problem, you know, that I don't know, my brother can't, I would consider, because you're not like donating. How can I say it? You're just helping, right? So I'm not sure about my answer, because like you're not carrying the baby, you're just donating the eggs, right? Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Difficult.
very good. So maybe I would do this for like a distant relative, you know, but someone that is really close to me, maybe not. And you, Marcio?
Wow, and the question very difficult. And in my opinion, I think no, because in the family, mm, it's difficult, very difficult, and family uh, watch every day. Mm, my opinion, no.
Yeah, like to see the child every day and knows that it's a part of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really difficult. And you, Melissa, what do you think?
Genetically, it's a problem if you are very close to the person you are donating to. So you might have problems, health problems because of DNA. So I wouldn't, because of it, the genetic problems. Also because I think it's hard to differ. When if you donate, you have to give it away, but it's close to you. You are seeing the person, the child, every day, so it may be a problem. As I don't know if you, Yas said, you see the child every day, you might think it's yours, you want to interfere, you want to say the things, you want to parent, but you cannot, you know, it's very hard. I think it might be a mess in the family, and there is this genetic problems I mentioned, so Renan said about it, I think. So I wouldn't, definitely I wouldn't.
Very good. Thanks for sharing. So I will escape to the question number 8. Okay, so what happens to people's donated eggs and sperm after they die? Can you imagine what is the solution? If like someone is an egg or sperm donator and this person died, what happens with their eggs or sperms? I think it's something that you need to agree with the person, like before they die, you know, like, okay, we can keep donating your eggs or sperms or not. So if I die, I don't want that this happen, you know. So you can't use my eggs more. So what about you, Marcio? Is number 8.
I don't know. It's the question complicated. I think no. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, very good. And you, Bruno, would you accept this, that people continue using your eggs?
I think, isn't there an amount of times the egg can be used? Like 3 times. So I think it wouldn't be a problem, you know. And while we were discussing, I've just reminded I've just remembered the movie I saw on Netflix called Our Father, which is a doctor that he used his own sperm like a lot of times, and he has like, I don't know, kind of 100 children nowadays. And it's really worrying and wrong, you know. So if you want to get to know more about this crazy story, I will let the name here on the chat. Really crazy.
Oh, very good. Thanks for sharing, because I've never heard about this, that you can use more times. So it's totally new for me. And you, Melissa?
I think it's content for a previous agreement, as you said, yes. I think it has to be in the contract, in the agreement, and you define this. After the donator dies, he won't be able to, the company won't be allowed to use the eggs and sperms. I think must be in the contract, but I think there is a time limit for using them as well. So I believe it must be in the contract.
Yeah, very good. And you, Hannah?
I agree with Bruno. I think it won't to be a problem with that, because you have to sign some kind of contract, you know, and it's to wanna be there, something like that. You can use, you can't use before you die.
Very good. So the next question is really about this. If you would accept that other person use your eggs or sperm to build their family after you died, like, would you accept this? Hannah, can you start? Because I will not accept.
Yes, okay. I think it's okay, because I will be dead. Okay.
Very good. And you, Melissa?
I would accept because, as I said before, if I donated, I gave up. So it's not mine anymore. I gave it to someone, and someone uses this as this person pleases. So it's okay for me if I'm alive, if I'm dead. If I decided to donate, I gave up. So that's right.
Very good. And you, Marcio, would you accept?
In my case, I think no. Or if the world in need of children to increase the population, I think so. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. And you, Bruna?
Yeah, just like Mel said, I'll go with her again. I think it's if you decided, you know, to donate, it's okay if they want to use it, it's theirs now. So no problem at all.
Very good. So I will return to question number 7. Okay. So who goes on the birth certificate when using a sperm or egg donor? So, and what about if the couple is same sex? Like, I think the person who needs to be like in the birth certificate needs to be the person who received the donation. So what about you, Melissa?
Legally speaking, it's the person who received the donation. You know, it's the, how can I say, actual parent, father or mother, you know, both, not the donator. Legally, it is this, okay? So who's the father, who's the mother? The person who received it and is raising the child. Those are the names which go to the birth certificate. And about the same-sex couple, I don't see any problems here, any issues, nothing. If it's the same-sex couple, it goes their names, like both names goes to the birth certificate. Okay, nowadays it's not a problem anymore.
Yeah,
so that's
maybe
it.
like to have two mothers on the same birth certificate, it's not a problem.
No, nowadays it's not anymore because the laws have changed, so it's okay now. All right.
Yeah, very good. And you, Hannah?
I think the Melissa clear the topic, because you have the law, you can have two parents of the same sex, and I think is that the donor have to be in the document, don't have to be in the document, and I think it's that.
Very good. Like if you donate, you can't impact anymore. So
Yeah.
very good. And you, Marcio?
In my opinion, too, independent the sex, or the couple self-visit. It's dependent. Or the couple self-visit. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. And you, Bruna?
Yes, I agree with the guys. I think the name that should be in the birth certificate should be the parent's name, not the donor's. And I don't think it changes anything. It doesn't change anything if it's a same-sex couple, it's normal. And that's it. I think nothing too special to share.
Very good. So let's go to the last question, and it's about when and how should the parents tell their child that he or she is donor conceived, so that the child is from a donation. I think it's something that you can tell like when the child starts to know about the process, how a child born, so that it was not so not so natural as they think. So maybe it's a good time to start, maybe like with, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, that they start to understand this. So what do you think, Bruna?
Yes, I think it's just like when it's a foster child, that the parent starts. I think parents should start telling the children since day one, like since the time they understand it, when they are a child, so that if they find out when they wouldn't get surprised, when they get older. So it is important, but maybe there is some best ways to do it. I don't understand a lot about it, but maybe there are some ways to do this in a way that it won't impact the child, and they will deal in a calm way with this, and they won't suffer from this decision. So I think since childhood, it should be the best time.
Yeah, maybe they will start to ask about this. You don't need to tell. They will ask. And Gio, Marcio.
And number 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Size for us, because he all know one day, in my opinion, one day.
Yeah, very good. One day you will need to tell them, right? So yeah, okay. And what about you, Melissa?
Well, I think a little differently from you guys. I think this information may mess with the child's mind. I think the child, actually, in my opinion, I think 7 is too young to really understand this. I think the child needs to have more maturity and awareness to be able to deal with the matter, the subject. It's a complicated subject. It brings mixed feelings. So I think the child needs more maturity. I wouldn't tell if it's were my case. It was my case. I wouldn't tell the child when the child is still a child. I would observe and wait for the moment this child is more mature, like a teenager, a grown teenager, because I really believe it may cause a huge impact on the child's life, on the child's mind, and mixed feelings, and it might be a problem, you know. So I think the main thing is the child's well-being, child's health, and I wouldn't do anything to mess with his or her mind, you know. I think the child needs more maturity to understand such issues, you know. And why my parents donated, why aren't you my aren't you my parents, why my parents donated. So it must cause a huge impact. So I wouldn't tell as a child. Yes.
Yeah, very good. You said things really interesting that I've never thought about. So
It's a huge impact, you know. It brings mixed feelings. And when the child is too young, she's not ready yet. She's not able to deal with some abstract emotions. And she's not totally prepared to understand such procedures, you know. It's complicated. And the questions will come to her mind. Why my parents gave up, why they, you know. So imagine the confusion. So I think about the child first of all.
yeah, very good, very good. And you, Renan?
I think it should be the most natural as possible. And I think I told the child she don't know consider it, because it's a natural thing, you know. For me it's a natural. You have to